Do, 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 do. Sure, we're live. I am closing out because I like to explain everything. And hello, everyone. Happy Friday's Eve, everyone. Welcome to the Quest Show. We're going to jump right in. I am your host, Alana Quest, and this is my lovely co-host.
Hi, this is Honor. Honored to be here. Made it through another week. It is Friday Eve. Unfortunately, it's still winter. I'm not going to stop complaining about that until winter is officially gone because I do not like cold weather. And when March gets here, when April gets here, I expect it to start to warm up. I want to be able to come out, put my winter clothes away. Yep. I don't want to have to still be wearing my winter coat in May.
And North Faces, like, what is this? And hoods and gloves.
That's what it is. It's just ridiculous.
49 degrees here. My goodness. But we know what's coming next, everyone.
Order of business.
I didn't know. It took me a minute. I'm like, what is next? Like, share, and subscribe, please, to this video. If you are out there lurking, please join the chat. We have a great chat crew called the Q High. So jump on in there. We got a game coming up. So, we want to see your answers, have some fun. Thank you to the new subscribers. We do appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button now. Honor, what do you have to start?
For honorable mention, I just want to give a shout out and a congratulations to Erin May Quaid. And I hope I am pronouncing her last name correctly. She was running for Minnesota State Senate candidate. And in Minnesota, they don't have a primary. They have the people that are the candidates walk around and talk to the delegates and get to know them. And I guess the delegates make their decision. Wow. She went into labor while the morning of this delegation meet and greet. Is that even what it's called? A local Democratic Farmer Labor Convention in the hopes of landing enough delegate endorsements over her opponent. She went into labor that morning. She went to the convention anyway. She talked to delegates while she was in active labor. She was having contractions 15, 20 minutes apart. She is Black. She is also LGBTQ. And she did the daggone thing. Let me tell you, Black women rock. We are the backbone. That to me is the epitome of democracy. Like she wants to be a candidate so bad. She wants to make change so bad that she's in active labor, still talking to these people. Now, ultimately, she ended up having to leave. She had a baby daughter. So again, congratulations to her and her partner. Yes. And again, just, the strength that we show. And I will note that there was a tweet and Tammy Duckworth responded. Now, she's a senator or House Representatives. Senator, I think. She's senator? I think she's the senator. She's a senator from, let me see. I don't even have to guess.
Is she a senator, Tim? I thought she was in the House.
She was the first U.S. senator to give birth while in office in 2018. And the crazy thing about that, 2018, the Senate rules did not even allow her to bring her baby on the floor. So, she said, this is a testament to women, working women everywhere. Mm-hmm. And, while we need universal childcare, we need universal, family leave, we need things like that.
Right.
It remains to be seen. Erin has not decided if she's going to continue, but I really hope she does.
Me too.
I think that's phenomenal.
Me too, because it shows her strength, like what kind of politician she would be. She is going to fight for you.
She is. Well, and the other thing is, and men don't give birth. Yeah. But they don't have to be interrupted in their career trajectory. In fact, during the Super Bowl, one of the players, his wife went ahead and gave birth at the hospital while he was on the field. Didn't even tell him because she did not want to break his concentration. So again, sacrifices that we make.
Right. Even small, even us. I remember my labor times like, oh shoot, okay. We're in Home Depot. I was in Home Depot. We were buying mops to clean and I didn't say nothing. I'm like, let me just wait until we get out of here and do the business. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. So congratulations to her. And I hope that there are good things to come in her political future.
Yeah,
so
me too. One to watch. So let's move on to the Twitterverse.
Are you tweeting or are you leaving?
Are y'all still on Twitter or did y'all go on to another platform? I keep hearing a bunch of different platforms, but if you haven't heard, if you're under a rock somewhere, Elon Musk did buy Twitter. That deal did go through this week. What was that? $44 billion it went for? He did it.
You know that incenses me. You know it does. I said for $44 billion, he could have bought a whole bunch of land and built a whole bunch. There should not be a homeless person in this country if a man just on a whim decides that he is going to spend $44 billion on a company that...
on a platform that he's going to get frustrated with and be like, at some point, Elon Musk, he's all having fun tweeting right now. He's on Twitter, girl, talking to the people. That's not going to last. He's going to be somewhere like Jack Dorsey, like, you know what? I can't hear this anymore. He's not going to want to deal with these people on Twitter for that long. The interesting thing is he lost money with Tesla when he announced this, because Tesla thought that he was going to take equity from them to put, because he used part of his equity. What was it? $21 billion of his own equity. They thought that they were going to start losing money, that he was going to be pulling that money from Tesla. So those stocks went down on Tesla with this buy.
Well, let me tell you something. I mean, like, how much has he focused on Tesla? He's got the SpaceX. He's now got Twitter.
Right.
And everybody's speculating as to whether or not he's going to let that guy back on.
Right.
Former President Trump.
Right.
You talk about lose some subscribers, he will. And you talk about hearing some backlash, he will. Like you said, he hasn't had to sit in Jack's shoes. Right. What's he going to do? Lock his account?
Right. Right, because we know for a fact Jack was getting it from left and right. They were atting Jack all over.
Jack probably got death threats when he dumped off. Seriously.
Right. Remember they started talking to his mom?
Which is not funny. That is a ridiculous invasion of privacy. But it just goes to show, like, okay, I don't know if you thought this through. And again, if you had $44 billion to spend, you could have. How about you go build real houses over in Shantytown in South Africa, where you're from?
Right.
I'm not.
Right. And that's just one person. And just think, like, almost single-handedly, he could house everybody that needs to be housed single-handedly. He's just one billionaire.
Right. I need a drink of water on that one.
And then and this is what billionaires do. They joke about buying other companies. He's like, maybe I'll buy Coca-Cola and bring back the cocaine. Like, what? That's not even funny. It wasn't even funny. Maybe I'll buy McDonald's next. It's just like, anyway.
Oh
yeah. So that happened. I don't have anything else to say about it.
I don't have anything to say about it.
Musk. We just had to talk about it.
Because it is a news story.
I mean,
something to get us started.
Right. And I will say, seriously, people, I wouldn't run off of Twitter right now. I mean, I guess I could understand if he starts charging us or something like that, but like a mass exodus, don't let the right take over. Don't let them be the only voice. Our voices still need to be heard. It's very important. So that's just my thought.
And I don't think the journalists are going to go anywhere. And we still need to know what's going on.
We absolutely still need to know what's going on. You're absolutely right. They're right. Where are they going? Where are they going? So what's happening next, Shell? This is a story you brought to my attention.
Oh my God, I love this story so much. I have a quote from this story. So there is a man in Florida who decided to use DeSantis's new bill to ask that the Bible be removed. What does he want? Oh, schools. He wants schools to ban the Bible following the state's efforts to remove books. Right. Because he says that he's a math teacher and loved the algebras and was extremely offended when they found issues with math books because there's just no issues with math books. Right. I mean, whether you use the names John and Susie or Malik and Keisha, I don't understand what the problem is. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, he went ahead and said that, let's see, what did he say about the Bible? Stevens proceeded to question whether the Bible is age appropriate, pointing to its casual references to murder, adultery, sexual immorality, and fornication. Yep. Do we really want to teach our youth about drunken orgies?
I don't.
No.
It upsets me. It makes me uncomfortable.
He also took issue with the many biblical references to rape, bestiality, cannibalism, and infanticide. He says, in the end, if Jimmy and Susie are curious about any of the above, they can do what everyone else does. Get a room at the Motel 6 and grab the Gideons. But yeah, they banned 54 math books. 54. That's just ridiculous.
Right. But, honestly, going back to here, because this is kind of, I mean, we're joking about it, but he is filing a lawsuit, correct?
He sent petitions. He said as a way to point out the hypocrisy. But another quote, do you really want to turn to a book that wants you to dash baby against rocks? He told NPR, quoting Psalm 137-9.
Right. And so I think there should be a class action lawsuit. Like, seriously, I think people should get together with him and join in and start filing these doggone lawsuits.
And then we're not saying that the Bible needs to be banned.
Right.
But neither do any of those other books. Right. There's no math book that needs to be banned because it has some type of racial bias in it. Math is math.
Right.
It's just math. It just is. Right. There aren't black triangles and Asian square. It's math.
Right. Like really?
X and Y, X plus Y equals 24 is just X plus Y equaling 24.
When you draw the line, like if there's a picture of a black person in the book, is that critical race theory? Where's the line being drawn?
Exactly. And they didn't really give examples of what the issue was with these math books. I think they're crazy.
He said something about, I read, like if a problem has something about some type of how you feel, like your feelings in it, like how does something make you feel? I don't know, 1 apple and 3 oranges, how does that make you feel if you have less oranges? I don't know, but anything that talks about feelings, they have a problem with that. That goes on the ban list.
You have got to be kidding me.
No, can't have feelings. No, none of the feelings in any of the books. So that's, again, like you said, it is hypocrisy, and I hope people do start suing because that's ridiculous. Especially,
I really do. I mean, there are books that are probably still recommended reading. Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn.
Oh my God! Imagine that Scholastic thing. Remember the list, that thing that our kids used to go home with the book.
Oh my gosh. I
There's
used to love the school. And then they had the book fairs at
yeah,
school.
there's not going to be anything there. Well, what
No,
are they?
because they banned, I mean, they started to ban Judy Blume books. Come on.
Judy, well, Clifford's going to get banned because he's
I was
red.
gonna
Like
say Beverly Cleary,
yeah, exactly.
Ramona.
Caillou. Like, I don't know. Maybe not. Caillou looks like a skinhead. They may want him there. Who knows? Girl.
Moving
All
on
right.
to
This is my favorite story, girl. Again, if you were living under a rock this week, then you missed it. That on Sunday, Anthony Blinken, also known as Tony Blinken, Secretary of State, and our
Yes.
Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, was supposedly going secretly into Ukraine, but Volodymyr gave up the goods, like he was so excited about it. I think
President Zelensky, he was so excited.
He was so excited, and you could just see him. And I'm excited to see those two men go because I think that they were the highest level American visit, right?
Yes.
Since Russia has attacked them. So they went in there on Sunday and they went bringing gifts in the name of howitzer artillery.
That's right.
Yes, they did, because the fight is going to change now. That fight is going to be a land fight at this time. So they needed this type of artillery. And I heard that they started on Monday training some Ukrainians, and they're doing them group by group. And I'm hearing that they're learning very quickly. So I'm excited about it.
Ukrainians are strong, smart, and strappy. Do you hear me?
Yes, very excited.
And I mean, the ages are 18 to 60, but judging by the sheer number of families with young children that you've seen, there's a lot of, good aged men that are in that fight. Right. So,
and very, like, they're dedicated and they want to be there. They're not getting beat down. They want to do it. I mean, I'm sure not all of them, but they're that proud, and the women are just as proud because they're staying side by side with their husband.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I know we're talking about Anthony Blinken and Lloyd Austin, but on that same day, they interviewed an older woman, because the people there give you food and stuff like that, and she was actually making some type of pocket things for the hand grenades. So, like, next to her sewing machine, because she sewed all her clothes, she was making all of her food. Like, she has a garden with her food, right? So that's how she's still being able to eat. And then they walk in and she had a grenade on her sewing table because she was sewing pockets for the grenades to give to the soldiers.
Wow. Like, okay.
Like that, all of them, your mamas, your daddies, your grandmothers, they are all in. So,
well, you know what is the awful part about that is because a lot of the older people lived through World War II.
Right. Yeah.
So that and I'm sure they thought never in their lifetime would they have to go through that again. Right. And I know that there was an attack in Ukraine in 2014, but this is different. Yeah. This is different. So
right.
But back to sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Back to them. Yes.
Anthony Blinken and Lloyd Austin. They came, like you said, they came with ammunition, and they sent the right people. There was like some talk about Lloyd Austin not being out of the military long enough. Like, they're supposed to be out of the military a certain amount of time before they are able to be nominated to a cabinet. Oh, no, actually, Department of Defense. Right. But who would have known? Like, we didn't need someone that was 10 or 20 years removed from the military. Like, he probably was still, I'm sure, on top of things, latest technologies and things like that. Like this, he like turned out.
Like
what?
Like Malcolm Nance.
I'm gonna have to watch this back so I can see what my face looks like.
You're like, what? Anyway, sorry.
But I mean, I really think that has turned out to be a blessing in disguise. And I'm glad that Biden went ahead and pushed for him, because look at the leadership that we have. And he was able to go over there and say, you know what? Yeah, they can win that war. That's all we needed to hear.
Right. And just to have these two men walk up in there, it just, we know why President Zelensky spilled the beans, right? Because he needed to give his people something, right? It's day to day, trying to inspire them day to day. Right. Having Secretary Blinken and Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin there really like picks them up. Like, okay, America is serious. America wants to help us. Like, that's a dangerous mission. Like, we can't get past how dangerous it was.
Right, because it was our Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense on one flight.
On one flight going into a dangerous territory. You don't know when. Where are they at? Kyiv? You don't know when Kyiv is going to get bombed. They're not bombing there now, but you don't know. And then he gave it up and said they were trying to fly underneath the radar. And now, it's kind of a target now that they're coming in, right? And they're coming into Poland, because that's where the press was left. So kudos to this administration for doing that.
And the other thing I want to mention about that is the very next day, they convened a defense summit where over 40 countries were in attendance. This is unprecedented. This is not something that has been done before. There were NATO countries, non-NATO countries. Kenya was there. Japan was there. New Zealand was there, all sending their defense ministers to discuss strategy and how they were going to remain. This is the united front that is being presented in light of Anthony Blinken and Lloyd Austin. I mean, they brought these people together the very next day. The sheer coordination of that, the room was filled with people.
Right. So we're pushing for it, right? So that has proved Biden was right. There is a way for us to push for it and win this war without us having troops on the ground, without America, without NATO going in and putting our troops on the ground. We can still fight this war, and we're moving our embassy back in there, right? Our diplomats
our diplomats are going back. I think that's a great idea. I really do.
So we're not saying that we won't ever be there, because we don't know. Putin's unpredictable, so we really don't know what we'll have to do. But for now, I mean, how long's it been? 6 months. We haven't had to have boots on the ground, so it's a good thing. All right, what time? Oh, 8:24. Hi everyone. Hi Mary. I deliver. Andrea. DA, you missed our sports section. Just kidding.
I can think of something real quick.
Oh, congratulations to the Celtics. Come on, that. Yeah, we beat Brooklyn.
Oh,
that's a big deal. We beat New York.
So we
moved on. We're playing Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at you. Throwing DA a bone.
All right. What we got up next?
Biden. President Biden.
Yeah, we got some criminal justice reform. Yeah. Biden unveiled a plan on Tuesday that he will be developing jobs, housing, loans to formerly incarcerated people. This is a $145 million
investment.
Project. Investment. Investment. I like investment better. So that is really good. He's picking up where Obama left off. I guess a lot of this is going to be funded with grants as well, I read. I don't know how that works.
It seems, You want to give companies tax incentives, give them
Right.
tax incentives for things like this.
Right.
You know, if you are putting money towards a program to train, they're
Right.
doing resume writing,
Right.
conducting interviews. If you as a company are putting money into these programs and you're creating quality programs, then you know these people are going to be job ready to work at your company.
Absolutely.
So, you know, every big company has a philanthropic side to it, or they should, or corporate responsibility or social responsibility side. If you want to have all citizens participate in society, have them participate in meaningful ways, which first off includes employment. I think there's actually some mental health counseling in there. Like, get them prepared to really re-enter the world and society and the workplace. So hopefully, you know, JP Morgan, I know, has a corporate responsibility side. Maybe the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation will step in. I mean, there's plenty of money out there. Maybe Elon will decide that will be his next cause.
Thinking about that, right? So, and this is how we really tackle recidivism, right? This is how it gets done. And with this program is so special because they want to tackle it as soon as you're incarcerated. So it starts as soon as you're incarcerated, and then no later than 18 months before your sentence is completed. So they're going to be working with you throughout your stay. So because prison has always supposed to be, this is what they said, you go there, you learn a trade, you're supposed to come out and be able to get a job. However, that hasn't been the fact. You go in there and you learn and you work for the prisons and you get paid pennies. Exactly. And you come out and then you got to pay all these fees back to the prisons and back to the state, and then you don't get a job. That's how it's been. So that's why they commit another crime and go back into jail. That's why the recidivism rate is so high. But with this program, I think like it can work. And also in this program, speaking of learning a trade, he also wants trades and unions to break down the barriers and start hiring these people when they come out and then learn these trades and they have these licenses.
Exactly, because unions have apprenticeships and they have classes and things like that that people can take. There are so many, I shouldn't say so many, there are various entryways for people to get back into society. People just have to open doors, and hopefully this money will help to do that. You know, and it's like, and it's not, you know, with the mental health and you know, making sure they're doing okay on their jobs and things like that. Like, don't even make it about probation, you know, just make, I mean, everything doesn't have to be money. These should be services provided, and it should be for in place at least a year. And like mandatory, you have to maintain these things. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I read something that was interesting is like he wrote that these were the most underutilized talented pool of people. And it's so true because they literally are, because I've known people who've come out of jail who could like build a whole deck, like all the carpentry was amazing. Coming out electricians, like knowing how to do things because they're fixing them in prison. Like, yeah, they are underutilized, right? So it's a good idea.
I think so too.
Yeah, I love it. What is
and then in addition to that,
oh, go ahead. Yeah.
He also announced pardons.
Sure did.
He pardoned 3 people, and he commuted the sentences of 75 people who had life sentences for low-level drug offenses. Thank you. 75 people just got their families back. When they probably shouldn't have been gone that long in the first place.
I mean, there were cases in there, Honor, like there was a woman who was in there because she was holding crack for her boyfriend and the boyfriend's friend.
Are you serious?
She was in there since 1998. She was one of the pardons. She was holding it, not distributing it. She was holding it for the boyfriend and his friends. And she has been in there since 1998.
They will take us out of society any way they can.
Yeah. And crack was it. Crack was it. That was not even only crack, because I read about like this guy in 2002. He allowed his pool house to be used as a weed distribution center.
And they gave him a life sentence.
Since 2002, he's been in there.
That's 20 years.
2002, girl.
For your pool house. That's like storing it in your shed.
You even get that for manslaughter.
Right. That cop got 2 years for Dante Wright's killing.
Say that again.
2 for murder.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Out of circulation for 20 years.
20 years for this nonsense. Like, and then not only are they out of, people just forget about them. You just kind of forget that they even existed. And also, someone who did get pardoned was Abraham Bolden. He's 86 years old.
Yeah.
You read about him? Unbelievable. And he was the first Black Secret Service.
Right. I didn't read why they locked him up, but I did read he was the first on a presidential detail.
Right. I guess he complained about racism, being the first Black person.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he complained about racism and there was retaliation, and they set him up and said that he was selling Secret Service information.
I just, wow.
Right. Yeah, so he's been in jail that whole time, girl.
Wow.
From like the 60s.
Wow. He should have been pardoned.
He should have been out. He absolutely should. But imagine how many people like that are still in there. That's the crazy
that we don't know anything about.
That don't know. Like, it literally has to come upon a president's desk, right? And he has to review all that information. So, wow, I know where time is a ticking. Y'all want to play?
We still have to play our game.
We have to play a game. Let's get the glasses and let's jump right in. If you are watching and you are not in the chat, here is the time to get into the chat, because we are about to play.
Are those glasses pink?
Quotes and questions white. They look
pink. Okay. I was like, look at you coordinating.
That would be a real coordination. All right. Is everyone ready? All right. Doesn't matter if you're ready or not. We are going to start.
Let's go.
Game. The first quote. He took a pledge allegiance to himself rather than America. Hint is California, male, congressman. He took a pledge of allegiance to himself rather than America. He took a pledge of allegiance to himself rather than America. California, male, congressman. Andrea, I expect you to know this. They must be really behind.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, they must really be behind. Or they just started listening to us, so we're just gonna play the game. Yeah. California. That's okay, Mary. You get the pass with the DeSantis. AKA
well, because
DeSantis.
He is responsible for all things evil. I mean,
yeah. No, well, this person is, I'm sorry. Okay. Maybe it's a little confusing. This person is talking about someone else.
I know who he's talking about.
Oh, okay. Oh, so maybe they're telling me who said the quote, not who he's talking about. Yes. Right, California. He took a pledge of allegiance to himself rather than America. California male congressman said the quote. I didn't think that would be confusing, but I guess that was.
Andrew says McCarthy. McCarthy. I like that name.
Not McCarthy, California male handsome congressman.
Who
Come
are
on,
you
y'all.
talking? I have no idea.
Yes,
who you're
you
talking about.
do. You absolutely do know this congressman. We love this guy. Okay, first name begins with, okay, initials, ES. There we go.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. Come on, y'all.
Maybe we don't talk about him much. Maybe that's why it's kind
We
of hard.
don't. You know
Yeah.
what? He's not in the news like that because
Yeah.
he goes to work and works.
Probably. And it's funny because lately, because he said this, he's been in the news because he's been talking about it. All right, I'm going to tell you guys, Eric Swalwell, our favorite California congressman. He took a pledge of allegiance to himself rather than America. He said
male congressman.
Yeah, California male congressman.
Eric because Swalwell. I mean, we do have Auntie Maxine and Auntie Nancy.
That is true. And they could have said that same thing.
And actually, I thought it might have been Nancy Pelosi. That sounds something exactly like something she would say.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Oh, now you see, here they come now. They're late.
Oh, right. Yeah, they have it. Okay, y'all.
Yeah, you got it. Eric Swalwell. And Mary spelled it correctly. Yeah, she really did. Okay, next quote. I don't think they care about individual Americans, just their careers. I don't think they care about individual Americans, just their careers. Capitol Police officer, white male.
Mary said Eric is busy with the J6 committee too. He putting in that work.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Yeah, right. Like you said, he busy working. He don't got the time. You don't got the time for the playground. I don't think they care about individual Americans. They just care about their careers. Capitol Police officer, white male. They are really behind. Oh, okay. For known, I deliver. Anybody else? Mary. Okay, Andrea.
Mary should know this.
I know, right?
There she is. Mary, you are never allowed to miss anything 1-6.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly. I was waiting for Andrea to pull up the back. She's way behind everyone else. Okay. Michael Fanone is correct. Good job, guys. Okay, couple more. What
happened to Michelle?
I don't know. Was she on earlier?
Yeah.
Michelle, you falling asleep? What's going on? Let's go. Next, a quote. Elon is the singular solution I trust.
Oh God, who said that?
White male Twitter.
Of course it was a white male. You got to give us a better hint than that. No, I'm just messing with you.
Elon is the singular solution I trust. Elon is the singular solution I trust. Yes, for known, Andrea. Wow, Andrea came in late. Elon is the singular solution I trust. The hints are Twitter, white male. Bonus hint, Jill. You're like, what?
I know you not talking about the Joe I think you talking about?
We just talked about him. I think we just mentioned his name. Mary.
He said that?
Jack Dorsey. Anybody else coming up? He said Michelle's grabbing a snack. Michelle in there cooking because she's been back for a while.
He said she making a whole dinner.
Anybody else? Anyone else? We're gonna have to go on. Why is the delay so bad today? Yikes. All right, Mary, since you are all the way in Europe and you're like the first to give us the answers, that is correct. Jack Dorsey. Yeah, he did say that. That is crazy. Okay, so this is a tough one. I'm going to make this the last one. It's a question. No. Ooh, quote. I was able to come this far with the support of many people. I hope you will continue to have fun and be cheerful. Guinness Book of World Records, Japan.
I think I know who you're talking about.
And you don't even have to say her name, but just
no, you just have to know who she is.
Who she is. I was able to come this far with the support of many people. I hope you will continue to have fun and be cheerful.
What a nice quote.
Yeah. Oh, they're way behind. Ex-Twitter CEO, Dorsey. Yes, Dorsey. Oh, right. You are Dutch. Sorry. Girl, we don't know geography.
She was like, please.
Right? So like, I'm not European.
Stop telling me
I'm Dutch. Sorry. Oh, what? Osaka who? Because that's close, but I don't know if you mean Osaka the tennis player or Tanaka. I'm confused with her answer.
I don't think she's talking about Naomi, is she?
Is she? Oh, she said she's in the shower. I think Mary's right. She can't. Yeah, you're right. She can't be talking about Osaka, the tennis player.
But Mary gets bonus points if that's the woman's name.
Yeah, well, no, that is not her name, but she gets bonus points because that is very close. Like,
well, I mean, yeah, like
it's very close. I mean, it's not, but the last three letters are.
What's GU?
Eileen Gu.
Eileen Gu.
Yeah, we do use a whole ass continent. Sorry, Mary. That's just America. Oh, the tennis player. No.
She got quite a ways to go.
All right. So the answer to that, we're going to go on and answer that. I was able to come this far with the support of many people. I hope you will continue to have fun and be cheerful. She was in the Guinness Book of Records. She is from Japan. Her name is Kane Tanaka. She died 2 weeks ago, I think. She's 119 years old when she died. And that
119.
119.
That's a long time to live.
119.
That's me living another side of my age plus some.
Right. Like she got to 100 and almost lived 20 more years.
I'm only 24, y'all.
I was going to say, your math is all wrong.
I know, right?
Oh my God, Mary, she gave Michelle hygiene points. Yo, my goodness, you guys are crazy. What time is it? 8:46. Let's move on to our special interest story honor. What's
Yeah.
our special
So we
interest
are
story?
going to
Oh,
talk
there we go.
about Melissa Lucio,
Yes.
the first Latina woman in Texas to be put on death row. She was locked up in 2008, accused of killing her baby daughter. The baby daughter fell down the steps. The son saw it happen. She took it to the hospital. She didn't cover it up. She told him what happened. And I don't know if it was medical staff or the autopsy. The guy said the bruising wasn't consistent with what had happened. There was a lot of evidence that was left out, and they sentenced her to death. She was recently granted with a stay, wasn't she? Because they are trying to get her conviction overturned. New information has come to light.
Correct.
There has been reevaluation of the evidence. Doctors have said that the injuries reported and seen were very consistent with a child falling down the steps. And so they did give a stay, but that at least gives them time to work on getting her granted clemency or even a new trial or for them to dismiss it or whatever. So very, very glad to hear that, because it's even like the probation or the parole board is even saying that like it needs to be, I think, overturned. Like it needs to be overturned. Like,
there's a lot of stuff going on with this case. The DA to the case is in prison for taking bribes.
Right. That's you know what? Here's the thing. Why weren't all of his cases reexamined?
Right.
Doesn't it seem like that should have been
absolutely.
Yeah. How does that not happen? And her should have been one of the first.
This is
because she's been on death row.
Yeah, and it's so egregious, Honor. This little girl had in fact, a blood disease, because they were saying like she had bite marks and she had been abused, but she actually has a blood disease that causes her to bruise easily. And they were saying like, I think they're trying to like outlaw. This isn't a thing, but it's something like this thing, like a bite specialist, right? Because you cannot tell like what human bites are all the time, because some things look like bites that are bruises and they're not bites. Like you don't always know. So they're trying to like get that white where you cannot.
Well, when I mean, from all the times I've watched CSI, they always match the bite marks to the actual person.
Right.
So, like just saying that this mark right here is a bite mark without any corresponding personal evidence to back it up is just shoddy at best.
Right. And she has a blood
dangerous
disease. Like all of this stuff, you're not telling a jury. That she has,
and that woman had other kids that she was a good mother to.
Right. And her son is saying, I saw her fall down the stairs.
So yeah. So hopefully, we hope that she really gets to see her freedom. A mother of 14.
Wow. And Abbott was just gonna let this happen. Can we just go back there? Like he was just like, I don't care. Like,
because I'm sure this woman's case has been presented to him.
Right. Absolutely. He doesn't care. He was just going to let this happen. It's no sweat off of him. Why not? Wow. So hopefully this new evidence overturns this decision and she can get out of there and live her life with her children, because wow, 2008. And
some of her children have grown up
consistently.
At this point, her youngest would have been 12, 13.
Wow.
22. Wow. Yeah. 12, 13, 14. I mean, my math is bad. But that's what growing up without your mom.
Right.
14 kids. And had never had any complaints.
Right.
That's a travesty. I hope that she gets money.
Right. And then the trauma she's already has been abused, I guess, in her past, like when she was since the time she was 7. But then like you have to grieve and you're grieving, but you're also being put in jail for murder. Like, how do those two things converge? Like, how do you even process? You can't even process neither of these things.
Right.
Like, and then they interrogated her. You're interrogating
someone
someone
for 5 hours
who's
just lost her child.
Yeah. The system is just a mess. It's just a mess. It's awful. I don't know what else to say other than I pray that she gets off, but at least she got to stay. Like that is a good thing that she got to stay, because that typically does not happen in these cases, and especially in these were you going to say the same thing? I was going to say Republican states. It just doesn't.
I was just going to say Texas, period.
Same thing. It does not. It doesn't happen. You're right. It don't happen in Texas. It don't happen in Alabama. It just doesn't. It doesn't happen.
No. Wasn't it Alabama? They readying up the firing squad. I think the judge put a stop to that, a temporary stop to that, because the guy, he filed a motion. He said because he didn't want to choose firing squad, but they were forcing him to make a decision by a certain time. I just think that's barbaric.
You can have the electric chair or you can have the firing squad. Like, what is wrong with you people? What is wrong?
Do they make them unconscious before they put them in the electric chair?
No. Unconscious? No.
What do you mean? They don't give them like a drug to like so
like a muscle relaxant, so you don't know?
No.
I've never heard of such a thing. I've heard of them walking.
I guess that would be a lethal injection.
Yeah.
They don't like put them to sleep first.
No.
They're alive, just alive and waiting for the electricity to course through. Yeah. Oh my God.
And has an audience. There's an audience that watches this. Yeah. Yeah. And imagine America has put children to death. George Steiny, they put him to death by electric chair. A kid. So, yes, America.
Or stand there and let somebody shoot at you. I think they do put a hood over your head, but still, don't you hear the guns?
Oh my God!
No. Oh my God! It's so horrible.
It really is. Again, it's the ghoulish stuff. It's like they think of this just the most horrific. And, I understand that some crimes are just very horrible, right? But we're living in a system where we're putting innocent people on death row. Like, you don't know who's innocent.
Exactly. Especially if they're Black.
Especially if they're Black or brown. Like, you can't even. So
yes, Black and brown, because we disproportionately are sitting in jail. We're not the majority of the population outside of incarceration, but we are inside. And there's probably the majority of us sitting on death row. Right. But crimes that other people may not have even gotten life in prison for. Girl. I mean, they're given life in prison for having weed in your pool just shed. So
your pool house.
I mean,
girl, what? Exactly.
We really just have to continue to call attention to this criminal justice system, voter suppression, criminal justice, housing. Like, we just have to call attention to all of it. It's all intertwined. Employment, programs that are going to work for us, deal with our trauma, the PTSD of being Black. It's a blessing and a curse. I swear to God, I love my beautiful brown skin. But yeah, we wait. It's a PTSD thing, because we have to constantly worry. Right. We have to constantly worry. Right. And now cops, they'll, take a woman down too. So
right. You're born.
Punch them right in the face.
They're always saying we try to like make ourselves out to be victims. But do we really have to? We're
No.
born into the status. Like it's like we wear it. It's our
And y'all
skin.
just keep doing stuff
Right. So, come on.
to make us victims. So like
To make us victims. And yeah, it seems like a steep hill to climb, but like Anna said, we do have to keep and continue the fight. Like it's fighting is on all fronts. Fighting is just not on one front. Ain't nobody just fighting cancer, right? Where it's not just cancer, it's lupus, it's diabetes, it's like all of these other things as well. And it's the same with like social justice. There's a lot out here that we have to fight for.
I'm just going to harken back to the beginning of the show when we talked about Ukraine. They're not just fighting in Kyiv. They're not just fighting in Mariupol. They're fighting all over, united front, all over. Wherever the fight is needed, that is where they are going. They are running to the fight. What we doing?
Running off of Twitter.
I was getting ready to say, girl. Come on, people, we gotta buck up.
Exactly. You get the little Elon Musk owns Twitter, and we start running. Like, what kind of mess is that? Like, boy, get tough, man. Get tougher. So let's close out with a quick 8:57. We have time?
Yeah.
I'll stick to the script. Black history fact. My favorite, Marvane Betch. She was an environmentalist, 1935 to 2005. She was born in Jacksonville, Florida. Her grandfather was the first Black millionaire coming out of Florida. His name was Abraham Lincoln Lewis.
Really?
Yes. He founded the American Beach. That is also in Florida. So Marvane Betch was born and raised in luxury. She went to school to become an opera singer. She traveled Europe, came back to Florida, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, reevaluated her life, and decided to stay in Florida and protect American Beach, the beach that her grandfather started. So that's what she did until the end of her life. She lived on the beach. She gave her fortune away to all environmental causes. And she got a lounge chair, and she stayed on that beach, protecting the beach, the land, and all of that. They called her the beach lady. And if you Google her, and I'll put a link, you'll see like she has these long locks because she never cut it. Like, just amazing. So she was an amazing spirit, and she died in 2005. Also, before we leave, I wanted to say happy birthday to Victor Butler. He is a Tuskegee Airman. He is turning 100 years old in May, on May 21st. And I bring him up now, one, because we don't know if he will actually make it to May 21st. We want him to, but they also want us to send him birthday cards. Like,
yay!
And they said he is reading every single birthday card that he gets. I will also put in a link, the address of where he's in Rhode Island, where they want the birthday cards sent. He wants to read them all. So
that is wonderful.
Happy
that
birthday,
is just that's a great way to end a show. A great way to end a show.
Yeah, and we're on time.
Oh, but I wanted to say about her grandfather being named Abraham Lincoln. I wonder if his parents were freed by the Emancipation Proclamation.
Right. That's some good research. Abraham Lincoln Lewis, first millionaire. Oh, he could have been owned. They could have been owned by Abraham Lincoln.
Did he have slaves?
Did he? Why wouldn't he?
Girl,
Abraham Lincoln had some slaves, because I can't imagine him not having any slaves, because, you know.
Thank you, Shal.
Yeah, I know, right? Look, I love it. I love the whole thing. Michelle glowing like she got a bun in the oven. That's all. No, you know that glow when the
I do.
Like,
I was a
glowing,
beautiful pregnant lady.
Yeah,
It ain't no buns here. Back. Being stylish.
Everyone, thank you all. Michelle, thank you for coming back after your shower.
Yes.
Thank
The
you,
cleanest
Andrea.
amongst all of us.
Yes, I'm right. I deliver Mary. Thank you for joining us. I deliver DA for a minute, and anyone and everyone else. Thank you guys. Have a great
Thank
weekend.
you.
Thank
See you
you,
next
Anna.
week.
Bye-bye.